Plaintiff, Mika Colhane, says the night she met the defendant, they were all hanging out at a friend's house. And as the night went on, the defendant became more intoxicated and started hitting on her. Mika claims she denied his advances, but decided to give him a loan that same night, which he has failed to repay. Defendant Jacob Farrell says he is a well-respected member of his community, whereas Mika likes a hard partying lifestyle, despite the fact that she's only 19. Jacob is countersuing Mika for bank fees because she stole 2 of his checks.
Start with you.
Okay, so I met Jacob on September 1st through a mutual friend, and he picked us up. We went to a friend's house, and the whole night he was drinking and everything, but I heard a little bit about him earlier, like through other people, that he drinks and gets upset and angry sometimes when he's drunk, but I didn't really believe anything. I heard he was in the military, and I heard he seems like a trustworthy person, so I was hanging out with him, and he was drinking a little bit, and throughout the night he drank more and more, but he started to get angry.
Were you drinking more and more?
No, I was sick.
You sit there and watch?
No, I was laying on the couch. I had a headache.
You said sick?
I was sick. I get cluster headaches, and he was like hitting on me a little bit, and I was like, it just didn't really bother me, but I came back from the bathroom.
You didn't tell him you were sick?
What?
You didn't tell him
No,
you
I
were
did.
sick?
Everyone knew I was sick, but it was just kind of like he only met me this one time, so he was just saying stuff.
He didn't care that you were sick?
Well, no. I mean,
he didn't?
I don't know. I couldn't really tell. It just
Why didn't you say? Why didn't you say, don't you know that I'm sick?
Well, yeah, but
don't you see that I have
guys
this headache?
never.
Don't you care?
Guys never seem to care about that.
Me?
So I just kind of.
Why don't you stop and let me rest?
Yeah.
Let me chill out. I got this headache.
Yeah.
Go away. Get away.
That's what
You're one of these other girls.
That's
My
what I was
God.
thinking.
You're too thirsty. Next time, do that.
But yeah, that's what I was thinking, but I just didn't want to deal with it. So
you didn't want to offend him.
Yeah. So anyway, I ended up coming back. I went to the bathroom. I got back, and he just seemed like he was getting more upset because people were not wanting to bother with him being drunk and everything. So I was just laying there, and the whole time he was just kind of weird and like hitting on me. He ended up grabbing my butt and stuff, and I said, "Can you not do that, please?" And he just didn't really say much, and then didn't do it again and started.
He did not?
No, he didn't.
Okay. Let me allow him to give some background before we get to the money.
Okay.
First of all, I met Mika a few times. I don't think she remembers me. She lives a very hard partying type of lifestyle. She passed out that night. She left with other guys that night.
She didn't tell you she had a headache, sir. That's usually what women tell you when they don't want to be bothered with you.
No,
you don't
Your
have
Honor.
a girlfriend? You ever had a girlfriend?
Yes.
Spend the night with her, live with her?
Yes.
She ever told you she had a headache?
A lot.
Well, a lot, right. So you know what that means. A woman tell you she got a headache, you know exactly what that means. That means leave me alone, turn over, go to sleep. I don't feel like it.
Yes.
You say they tell you that a lot. All right, sir. Go ahead, sir. You give me some background.
Yes, Your Honor. She's a confused 19-year-old girl, Your Honor. It's alarming to see how hard she was partying that night. She passed out. She was drinking. I'm a well-respected member of my community. I drink a little bit, but I don't party as hard as she does. I don't live that type of lifestyle.
Have you been sentenced to something before or received a bail from a judge?
No, Your Honor.
You sure you've never been before a judge before?
I spent a night. I spent a night in jail after a Buffalo Bills game.
I can tell. You're acting just like it. You're supposed to. And you're saying all the right things. Good afternoon, Your Honor. This young lady is saying this, talking very respectful and soft. And then he says, this is what got me when he said, and I'm a well-respected member of my community. That's what you say when you're
Your
trying
Honor.
to get a bond.
Your Honor, I'm an Army veteran. I served 19 months overseas, and I help veterans coming back from combat situations.
Which war?
War in Iraq and Africa. I have a document here showing my...
Thank you. Thanks for your service.
You're very welcome, sir.
Soldier listed above is entitled to wear the shoulder sleeve insignia former wartime service of the 10th Mountain Division Light Infantry. All right. And let me allow her to give me her testimony regarding the money.
So that night, at the same time we were at the house, he was asking everyone for money, and he was being really loud and annoying. So I had that headache, and I eventually just didn't want to deal with it anymore. It was a few hours later, and I was like, fine, I just graduated. I had graduation money. So I was like, I'll give this to you if you promise to pay me back. And he wrote checks, so I figured that that's a good enough reason to think he'd pay me back. So I was like, okay. And eventually, he told me that he'd pay me back when the money came into his account.
How much did you loan him?
$250.
And when was that again?
That
September?
Yeah, September 1st.
Okay. And he was to pay when, once again?
He said that night at like 2 in the morning when his money got into his account or whatever. It was whenever his money is put into his account.
She gave me $40, Your Honor, and she got a check from a third party, and she got another check somehow of mine, and she altered them. They're bogus checks. I have the checks right here, and I had to cancel the checks for $35 a piece.
All right, slow down.
Yes, sir.
She says she loaned you $250.
No.
You say she loaned you $40.
40, Your Honor.
All right. So how do I know who's telling the truth about
I have the
whether it's
text messages.
$250 or whether it's $40?
I have the text messages with him saying he's going to pay me back.
Let's see it. And
I was under the impression that I would pay her 40 back. 310
It says
was
in
a
there.
surprise, and I have these checks.
let me hear your counterclaim, sir. $70 for bank fees.
I
How
have
does
these
she owe
checks.
you?
I mean, you could just look at the checks, Your Honor. I mean, they're totally bogus. She crossed out names. I mean, one doesn't even have. They're totally bogus. These
What
are
are the
not.
checks from? I'm not.
They're my checks, Your Honor. They're from MT Bank. They're my checks.
So you're saying she got a hold of your checks?
Yes, Your
How?
Honor. One was through a third party, someone else. He gave her the check. Another check, I don't know. I don't know where that check came from. I found out about the checks. I canceled them for $35 a piece, stopped payment on them. They were totally bogus and altered, completely altered, and you could see.
No, what I can see, sir, is your text. You say to her, hey, what's up? Did you cash those checks I gave you yet? You might have to wait until October 1st. If I have the money in my account to cover them, if you wait, I can throw you another $60.
I was worried.
Judgment for the plaintiff, I'm not going to grant you any interest for an overnight loan. $250 is your judgment. Yours is dismissed, sir. Have a good day.
Thank you. I'm just happy that I have my money back. It was for graduation. It was very important. I don't really care about the situation that happened. I'm just glad that I have it back.
It is what it is, and I respect the judge's judgment.